Hi, writer friend. I am Margot Starbuck, author, collaborator, editor, word coach. But let's talk about you. You want the opportunity to be published, but someone else holds the key to that opportunity. Whether it's an agent at a literary agency, an acquisitions editor at a publishing house, or even a magazine editor, we'll call this magical elf the gatekeeper. And because you need to convince the gatekeeper that you have something important to say that meets the needs of readers, I'm convinced that your first query, that cover letter, is everything. So today, I'm going to share with you 10 strategies for writing a great cover letter that help a gatekeeper say yes. And these have been confirmed by the gatekeepers. One of my favorite rom-coms is Hitch. Will Smith plays a New York City date doctor who helps men, who women might not otherwise notice, ask a woman out and have a great date. And he tells men, 8 out of 10 women believe that the first kiss will tell them everything they need to know about a relationship. As the author of The Grown Woman's Guide to Online Dating, and as a human being, I find this rom-com approach to relationships pretty disturbing. But Hitch is right about one thing. First impressions matter. And when you contact a gatekeeper, your cover letter is that first impression. In order to open the gate for you, the gatekeeper wants and needs to see 3 things. A fresh concept, a big idea that is unique and compelling, a growing platform that shows you're already reaching readers, and of course, strong writing. If you want to publish a book, communicating those 3 things is the job of your book proposal, and what determines whether or not the gatekeeper will open your book proposal is that cover letter. And like a first kiss, it indicates to the recipient whether or not you know and care about the needs of your reader, whether you're an effective and efficient communicator, whether you pay attention to detail, and so much more. That cover letter is what will determine whether or not the gatekeeper would like to move forward with you. The secret to getting published is to understand and deliver what the gatekeeper wants and needs. So here it is, the gatekeeper wants and needs to serve readers. And nailing those big 3 are how you demonstrate to the gatekeeper that your project serves readers. First, the gatekeeper needs to see a unique concept that meets the needs of readers. This project is original and compelling. It may address a topic that's common, anxiety, parenting, shame, but with a unique angle or slant that makes a reader want to keep reading. The gatekeeper wants to serve readers, and your concept serves readers by meeting their needs. Second, an agent or publisher needs to see that you are already reaching readers with a large or growing platform. This can feel particularly frustrating for a lot of us writers with tiny little platforms. And there are 2 ways you can look at it. Pessimistically, publishers only want to sell books. And for the record, yes, they want and need to sell books. Or optimistically, publishers want to reach readers. One literary agent offers, it doesn't need to be a huge platform. I just need to know that they have a proven audience, that they write regularly, that they have people who listen to what they say. The gatekeeper wants to serve readers, and strong writing serves readers by communicating your big idea effectively. You need to persuade the gatekeeper that you have a fresh concept, a growing platform, and strong writing. One acquisitions editor at a large Christian publishing house explains, I am always on the lookout for the big three: a fresh idea, excellent writing, and a healthy platform. All three of these can be conveyed in a query and then unpacked in a full proposal. Did you hear that? The query, the cover letter, is what needs to hook them to open the proposal. The cover letter communicates to a gatekeeper that your project, the concept, the platform, the writing, will serve readers. And you need to do it efficiently in a way that convinces him or her to keep reading. One literary agent explains, "I don't want to read more if I don't understand the author's book concept from the query." Before we get to the 10 things you can't not know to write a great cover letter, I want to give you 3 kind of umbrella instructions for writing it. First, follow instructions. On their websites, literary agencies and publishers detail what they want to receive from you and how they'd like to receive it. Sometimes you'll find these on their sites as submission guidelines or less formal, how to pitch us. Deliver what they want, how they want it. If they warn that they don't click on links, don't send a link. If they caution you that they don't open attachments, don't attach anything. If they ask for the first 5 pages of your manuscript, don't send 15. If they don't accept queries but prefer to see the whole piece, then send the whole thing. If they're not accepting unsolicited manuscripts, don't send one. If they only accept queries by email, don't mail one through the US Postal Service. Don't fool yourself into believing that submitting way more or far less than what's been requested will benefit you. It won't. One successful agent offers, "Every agent I know sees more than they can possibly get through. The prospective client who feels they should be able to bypass what you've asked to see, or that their book is so magnificent that you should read the whole thing instead of them doing the hard work of preparing a proper query and proposal, is just an automatic no." Follow instructions. Second, say one thing. It can be tempting to believe that saying all the things in your book is better than dealing with the subject more narrowly. It's not. Your writing, whether it's a cover letter, an article, a book proposal, a book, should be communicating one thing. So when the reader finishes your cover letter, it should be easy for him or her to articulate the single message that you are purposing to communicate in your book or article. And third, show, don't tell. The first rule of good writing, show, don't tell, is as true for queries, pitches, and cover letters as it is for the book you hope to write. Don't tell an agent that your college English professor thought you were a gifted writer. Show him. Don't tell a publisher that she'd be a fool to pass on your project. Show her by capturing her attention and offering real value to readers. Don't tell an editor that readers will love and share your article. Show her. Delight the reader with effective showing. All right, now let's get to the 10 things that make it easy for a gatekeeper to say yes. 1, make a personal connection. Don't address your letter to "Dear Sir or Madam," to whom it may concern. "Dear editor," "Dear agent." Do your research so that you can address your letter to a person with a name. And then make a connection to the person with the name. Maybe this person published a book by your cousin. Or maybe this agent represents someone from your writing group. Or maybe this publisher said something at a writer's conference that changed everything you thought you knew about memoir. Make a personal connection. 2, Hook and hold the reader's attention. Don't assume an editor has nothing better to do than to read your proposal. He or she is getting juicy notifications on their phone just like you are. Capture the reader's attention so that he or she will want to keep reading. Share a brief, colorful anecdote. Launch with a fun fact. Or sketch the problem the reader is facing. Hook and hold the reader's attention. 3, get to the point. Don't assume the reader knows why you're writing. Don't make a reader work to guess what your communication is about. Don't lay out an elaborate breadcrumb trail so that the reader has to work to discover the big reveal at the end of your letter. Say it plainly. Cut to the chase, make it clear, either that you're seeking representation from an agency or that you're seeking publication from a publisher. Get to the point. 4, identify the reader's felt need. Don't assume it's obvious that your big idea needs to be published. You need to show that readers have a need and this book meets that need. Maybe you identify one divorced person who needs this book. Or maybe you describe the countless working moms who need it. Or you might highlight the shortage of effective resources for these readers. Identify your reader and demonstrate how you're offering a solution that meets her felt need. Teenage girls are hungry to believe that they're enough. Or men on the edge of retirement are looking for purpose. Or parents of young children want to protect their kids. Readers buy books that meet a felt need. Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, Tony Robbins' book, Money, or anything by Nicholas Sparks meet the deep needs of our hearts for success, for money, for love. Each May, the Dr. Seuss classic, Oh, the Places You'll Go, flies off of shelves across the nation because aunts and uncles need to wrap something up to take to the high school graduation of a niece or a nephew. Books that do well are ones that meet the needs of a reader or a buyer. 5, reveal your unique angle. Don't pitch an idea the reader has already seen in hundreds of other proposals and books. These might sound something like, you're enough, or you have purpose, or pray like this. There are lots of these books already out there. An agent or editor needs to know at a glance how your book or article is different from what's already on the market. What is the one thing this book or article aims to communicate? How is it different from other articles and books that are already available? Operate as if the old adage, there's nothing new under the sun, is true, and as if the gatekeeper is an old curmudgeon who believes it. Most of them aren't old curmudgeons, but you serve yourself and your reader well by assuming the worst. Your job is to present a familiar subject, prayer, grief, success, caregiving, cooking, in a way that is so surprisingly fresh, a reader begs to know more. Demonstrate how your angle is entirely unique. State clearly the one thing this book aims to say that other books aren't saying. Offer a premise that makes the reader say, I haven't heard it this way before. Convince the reader that what you're writing is fresh and surprising and meaningful. Reveal your unique angle. 6, demonstrate competence. Don't assume it's obvious that you're the person to write the book. Highlight the element of your bio or resume most relevant to this project. It might be your education, your postdoctoral research in relational psychology. It might be your professional experience, 2 decades as a social worker or a business executive. Or it might be your ministry experience, leading a ministry that is already helping people find hope. It might be the ways you're already communicating with audiences. Maybe it's the article you wrote about parenting that went viral, or your popular podcast. I want you to communicate to a gatekeeper that, for whatever reason, you are qualified to write this book. Demonstrate competence. 7, communicate passion. Don't be so professional in your writing that the reader can't see why this matters to you. Show the reader your enthusiasm for this book by revealing what makes you passionate about it. Maybe you care about this subject because your sister lives with Down syndrome. Or maybe you've seen countless students succeed when they learned this one secret. Or let the reader know you spend all your free time at the prison because you've seen this approach working. Communicate passion. 8, be concise. Don't think that using more words is going to be more persuasive. It's not. Demonstrate you're an effective communicator with the efficient use of words. 1 page is optimal. 1.5 is okay-ish. Aim for 1 page. One agent explains, I do not like queries that are lengthy and have loads of attachments. Give me the bait and hook. If I'm interested, I'll ask for more. It's presumptuous to send me 60,000 words. I love her language because a cover letter isn't supposed to do everything. Its job is to hook the reader. When you write efficiently, you communicate to the reader that you value that person's time and attention. Use the least number of words to communicate most effectively in your book, in your book proposal, and here on the front end in the cover letter. Be concise. 9, extend courtesy. Don't forget that there's a real person reading your letter. Thank the reader for his or her time and offer your availability to discuss the project further. Agents and editors prefer to work with teachable, respectful authors. Extend courtesy. 10, ensure your cover letter is error-free. It's 1 page, so be fastidious. Check your spelling, check your grammar, check your punctuation. One agent admits that typos could be a deal breaker. He says, we all make them, and a few I read past, no problem. But the minute I'm distracted by trying to edit typos, I move on. You should do everything in your power to submit content that is error-free. If you execute these 10 strategies while demonstrating that you have fresh content, a growing platform, and strong writing, you will have written a cover letter that makes it easy for a gatekeeper to say yes. Friend, I am rooting for you. So when that agent or publisher responds with a yes, drop me a line because I would love to celebrate with you. You got this. Hey friend, I'm excited to share this sizzle reel from my webinar, Nonfiction Book Proposals That Help Publishers Say Yes. In this webinar, you will learn how publishers think, discover the 3 things they must see in a proposal, and I'll give you strategies you can implement to execute those 3 things, to give a publisher every reason to say yes. Find the webinar at wordmelon.com to learn how to craft a winning proposal. You got this.